Myntri katana tourism ubak pol lingdo ula Kyntu ya all khasi Meghalaya Tourist Taxi Association. Bakan iakren bat kikenhun seng na Assam. Hashwa ban penya shakmat yakarai ban khang ya kajingman rung ki kali tourist ki banawar jela ban lecha jaka jungok kai ki badan ha Meghalaya. Kani kalawan long shisngi hadian baka Tourist Transporter Association of Assam kala berten baka United Body jung ki transporter na Assam kila ban pensangye lut ya kajing kamai kali syaka jela Meghalaya lada ka AKMTA kan pentrekam ya karai ban khang ya kali na Assam ban lecha ki jaka jungok kai ki badan ha Meghalaya. Habakran syakila patai kubor ha ka pratrik nailur ubak pol habakdaw halor kajing penpau jung ka Tourist Transporter Association of Assam ulong. Kani kalong thik kumbang ladap an maham lupa hagini kipor ki baladap ba kanu kanu jingle kan dan be ka jingpan pai kelyang ni im ha ka perthai ka bangi hap an ya shania mar kelyang nimla ban penkerpang yaladi bat kanu kanu ka bangi le ka de banya ling ba ka jingtunju jong ka jingmat dor bat ka an ni iakren bat kini ki kinhuan ki badan benta kenthop ya ki seng nongnya kali bat sasisian in khot bat Kyntu yaki bakin sengobha banyak keren berkikinhuan seng na Assam ula ong da ka babenram mentah haba pidan ye ki no kunu kimat ki bajam ye uput usam jong ka Meghalaya bat ki bayaso bat ki jela ba marjan lashim bakan long ka babiang bha lada pia keren bat ki ban nakawe ka jelaru lada ka KSU kadan ye ka no kunu kamat ha Assam kaya keren bat ki ASU kumtang ye kimi linti bakini kikinhuan seng ru kinya keren bat ki kinhuan na Assam na markidan hakiju ki jing trekam.
What do I remember?
Using a condom every time?
Yeah, I remember. I don't ignore it. Using a condom every time during sex is really important.
Wow, Ria is smart. Life will be safe for sure when condom is used always.
Don't ignore, remember once more.
This is precisely what I have forewarned in the past, that every action always has a reaction to it. And we live in a world where we are mutually dependent. We cannot isolate ourselves, and whatever we do has to pass through the test of logic and the law. We have been engaging in discussions with these stakeholders, including the transporters associations, and again we would call for an appeal to them to at least speak to their counterparts in Assam. Now, whenever you have issues which cross the boundaries of Meghalaya and are linked to the neighboring state, it is only considered befitting that you speak to your counterparts. If KSU has any issues in Assam, they speak to the ASU. So likewise, we expect these bodies to also speak to their counterparts. They are in the same business. One is they either possess a national permit or at least a permit of 3 states or more. Like in the case of the taxi associations, most of them have either national permits or permits that cover Assam, Meghalaya and Arunachal Pradesh. 1. 2 is we also have, and as members of the media, I would also encourage you to find out whether these are registered associations with their own office spaces. Do they have office spaces? 3, it is also mandatory for them to register themselves with the transport department. Have they complied with that? Now, before you make demands on the state government, at least comply to a few basic requirements of the law of the land. Any allegations? But as we speak, there is a shortage of vehicles that actually serve to ply and bring tourists to various sites. Now, the simplest answer I can give through you to the associations and the groups is, do not forget that you have the advantage of being a local. Once you are a local, what is your problem in connecting with various homestays, resorts, hotels? Talk to them, partner with them, tell them that you have 6 rooms, any points that you have guests, we will bring them to your homestay, and in turn you engage us to take those tourists around. What is the problem in them doing that? It's the simplest solution I can offer them. You just ferry tourists from Guwahati, either the airport or the train station, have an agreement with the guy who runs a homestay, tell them that you bring in guests, and in turn they will engage the service of that transporter to ferry those tourists in and around Meghalaya. What is the problem in them doing that? Why should government do that for them? Okay.
Multiple meetings with them, as Honorable Tourism Minister highlighted and correctly pointed out that there are legal implications for everything that we do. Their demands are well known. However, we are looking at solutions which will assist them and give them some practical, solutions in terms of short-term solutions. So one of the grievances they were having is that the fees in the Guwahati airport is quite high for them to avail for parking. So we even offered them that if the fees is high, for them to be able to compete with the others, through the tourism department, there is a proposal to move a scheme where we can subsidize their parking fees so that Meghalaya taxi, which are registered as ML, can compete with the other counterparts. The other thing we are telling them is to take a long view of things. As you are aware that the Shillong airport is undergoing an expansion. Once that happens, we will have direct air connectivity from Delhi and other important destinations of the country where large-bodied aircraft can land in our own airport, which means that tourists also will hopefully take steps to come directly. Many of them want to come directly to the state. Having said that, we have to understand also that the Northeast is one composite destination. When people come, they don't only want to visit one state, they want to visit multiple states. And it is also a fact that a lot of our Meghalaya vehicles today are taking tourists from Guwahati to Meghalaya and to Arunachal Pradesh also. It's not necessarily only Assam vehicles are doing that business. Our own Meghalaya operated tours, operators and taxis are also doing this business. They are expanding. In fact, you are aware that the government has given prime tourism vehicles where 50% subsidy is given as for high-end Innova vehicles and other vehicles to our local tour operators and individuals who are entrepreneurs so that they can start this business, understanding that there's a gap in the issue of supply of high-quality vehicles. So these are, the concerns. And obviously, tourism as a sector affects other stakeholders. It is not only the transporters who are stakeholders. There are also stakeholders who are homestay owners, who are hoteliers. They have a say in this. So we are also, cognizant of that fact, and we are telling our taxi associations to also engage with them. In fact, tourist sites are also regulated by the local bodies, local authorities, be it the local societies in certain villages or the village itself, or in some places the CM of that location or the Lingdo or the Sardar. So they have their own regulations. So they also have to agree to a system if at all required. So this involves a lot of multiple legal and other consequences. And as Honorable Tourism Minister correctly pointed out, every action has some reaction. We have to take into consideration what the other counterparts in Assam think. So this is something that we are engaging. It's not like we're ignoring the demands. And wherever solutions which are within our jurisdiction are possible, we are hopeful that we can implement them. But this will require further, detailed study and engagement, because this has issues which can, have consequences which might affect us in a much more adverse manner. Because people from Meghalaya also go for medical reasons to Guwahati. They go for medical reasons from Guwahati airport or the railway station. There are a lot of our students who go to study outside. So we have to look at all parameters before any decision can be arrived at. And any decision has to be within the confines of law. It has to be legal, most of all, because if we take a decision which is knee-jerk and reactive, it can also be challenged in a court of law. So we have to be mindful of that. It has to be within any permitted act and law. And as Honorable Minister has already pointed out, the permit system, the All India permit, the 3-state permit are the legal frameworks that operate in our country, which govern how transporters and tourist taxis move from one state to the other. So that has to be kept in mind.
Dude, Priya and Reha both want to meet me today. I just met Shreya yesterday. What should I do?
First, go and get yourself tested for HIV.
HIV test?
You have multiple casual relationships and unsafe sexual practices. So it is important to get tested for HIV.
You are scaring me, bro.
I'm not trying to scare you. I'm trying to make you aware. Having sex with someone without a condom carries the risk of HIV. Why are you always ignoring this? Do I have to remind you every single time? And yes, you seriously need to change your behavior.
Okay, fine. I'm not ignoring it. Sorry, Priya. Sorry, Reha. Today I am giving time to the HIV test, not to you guys.
If your habits are like Rahul, HIV test is important for you.